What's going on, good people? Today is Mindset on Monday with the BrandMaster Martina, Britt, Yelverton. Today we're going to cover, I believe I actually titled when I sent the text out to you guys, we're actually going to cover Mindset on Monday, how to create a simplified print brand, part 1 of 3. So hopefully everything will line up this week and we will be able to get done what it is that we need to get done. Hopefully all my sounds are on and popping in the right places that they should be. I'm going to take a moment, if you would do the same, to share this out to a couple of various places to ensure that as many people as possible get this information. Usually I try to get it covered while the intro is playing, but as you guys see, I have a pretty short intro. So give me just a moment on my end to see. We're actually going to cover if I can cut off a couple of different microphones here on my end and see if I can get some things shared out here on my side. Sometimes this thing acts a little hinky, as you guys have known and seen from various other lives that I've done, and it takes me a moment to find where I need to find to share what I need to share. So I'm going to get this shared out to my group on my end, the Lead, Learn, and Level Up group. And I do that all the time, the Learn, Lead, and Level Up group. Let's get the message populated there. And then I'm going to do the same thing with ensuring that I get it shared out on my timeline as well. As I said, if you have the opportunity, please do this as well, giving people, the option to see what we have going on here so that they can understand the very important nature of branding. And then I'm going to get it shared out to one more place here, make sure I get it tweeted and I get people linked. At some point, we're going to figure out how to get it shared to a couple of other very important places that we need to. And if so, then I'll be definitely happy with that. So I've got it tweeted here. Is that what you say? I got it tweeted? I don't know. And I'm going to get it linked over on LinkedIn, and then I'm going to jump right in. So those of you who have been with me for quite a bit of time have probably seen this presentation before. However, I do know that we have new people inside of our group. So I want to make sure that I cover this. I do get questions that come across from time to time, and I want to make sure that I take the opportunity to help those people understand the crucial nature of what a brand is, getting started with that. So that's sometimes one of the reasons why I do go in and I take the opportunity to ask people what they know about branding. And I try to cover that to help people understand so they don't feel lost in the sauce, so they don't feel any type of lack. One of the reasons that you do have to cover this is because not everybody realizes that, that they know what a brand is. Not everybody realizes that they don't know what a brand is. And so it's not a hard sell when you actually take the opportunity to go back and re-explain some things. It solidifies some things for people as well. So that's one of the reasons why I want to make sure that I do it. So definitely come on in the room. Be coachable, teachable, trainable. Let me know where you are chiming in from. Thank you so much for being coachable, teachable, trainable, and always available to rock with me, Dr. Regina out of Brooklyn, New York. I appreciate you always, stepping up to the plate and doing what is requested as well as what is desired with your participation, here inside of the broadcast, as well as just getting things done all the way across the board. So I definitely appreciate your tenacity and your diligence in getting that done. So I want to make sure that I have my banners on and popping as well, and that I give a special thank you out to all of the Elite Brand Master coaching clients for always working alongside me and, again, being coachable, teachable, trainable. Posting when I'm asking you to post, schedule your appointments, completing your forms, and really getting out here and expanding and growing your brand. So I would love to take the opportunity today, if I make sure that I rein it in and get it done, to show you some brands that are on the rise, some changes that have happened with some beautiful brands that are taking place, so that you guys can see that we do this for real, for real. If you haven't had the opportunity to follow me, please do that, and let me introduce myself properly so that you guys can understand why you should be listening to me, why this is pertinent and important to you, especially right now with the push and the urgency of the online arena. Okay, so my name is Martina Britt Yelverton, and I am a brand master, a cash flow queen, an income strategist, and all those wonderful accolades that I'm going to bring to the forefront in just a moment inside of the presentation. But I really need for you guys to understand why you should share this broadcast, why you should put it out here, and why people should be listening, because we're in the midst of the Rona, right? We're in the highest, to my opinion, time of the Rona. We're at the height of it, and who knows what is going to happen next. And you need to have some type of online branding and marketing and anything like that going on right now, more so than ever before. All right. And the reason I say that is because people just don't know. People could be late to the party. People could just be catching on to how crucially important, you know, the Rona is and what's happening with it right now. That means you've been under a rock somewhere. But bottom line is, I think that it's important that we share with our network, that we spread it out, that we help people understand, you know, why they need to be doing this, why they need to be listening to me, why all of these things are important right now. And my hope and my prayer is that you will see the need for what I'm explaining to you, and that you will, you know, again, understand its very crucial importance. All right. So let's see if I can get them proper screen to get activated so that we can move forward, and then you'll understand what the purpose of today is, why I'm here, and all of the accolades that allow me to be able to give you this information. So today I want to educate you, as I started saying, on the basics of personal branding as it relates to your print, web, and social media. I want you guys to understand my style of teaching is generally the 5 W's, and that's the what, when, where, the why, even the who. But of course, I always suggest you get paid for the how. I want to take the presentation today will be less than 30 minutes because I'm going to go over into a little bit of show and tell afterwards. Okay. Yes, we will have time for quick Q&A. If you want to go ahead and pop those up at any time, you are available to do so. And then we will come back and do some Q&A. If I happen to have time during the presentation, I'll ensure that I'm answering those as we go through. Okay. So as I started saying in my introduction, is that I'm a brand master. I'm a brand ambassador for Always Be Marketing You, your intellectual property, your brain power, your products, your service, your company, whatever it is, Always Be Marketing You. I'm also a cash flow queen and a youth lifestyle training founder. I teach you how to hire your kids to work alongside you in your business as a wealth strategy to keep more of your hard-earned money inside of your home. I'm an income educator with an instant pay raise and strategist company. I'm also the co-founder of KMK Legacy and Always Be Marketing apparel company. And as I said before, I'm an ambassador, a brand ambassador for my company, but also for the Knightdale Chamber of Commerce. And I'm a brand new Forex trader. I suggest that we always be learning. Okay. I'm a mother of 4, mentor, friend to many, an eager mentee. I'm always wanting to be coached and to be trained to get myself into a greater self. And I will hope that that would be the desire of your hearts as well. So welcome. Great afternoon. Good to see you, Mr. Torrance Williams out of Georgia. So good to see you as well. Understand, people, I am a passionist. And if you don't understand or feel my passion when I teach and when I educate and when I train, then I'm not doing my job. One of the things that I suggest anytime that you are available to is that you always give things away. So if you have not had the opportunity to be a part of an amazing software called Canva, you need to do that. I suggest that if you're going to actually use the free version, yay, use the free version. However, if you get an opportunity or you have no idea what I'm talking about, let's see if I can get this typed in. Definitely take the opportunity to go and try it out at bit.ly/follow Martina on Canva, okay? If you get the opportunity, definitely go and try bit.ly/follow Martina on Canva. Go and try it out. It is a lifesaver. But today you are available to go to bit.ly, follow Martina on Canva Mall, because that will take you to a specialized training that I did showing you how to do animated Canva options. So if you've not had the opportunity to know or to see or to understand what Canva is, definitely go to bit.ly/follow Martina on Canva. But if you want to see the specialized training that I have dealing with animated Canva posts that you're available to use, go to bit.ly/follow Martina on Canva Mall, and you'll be able to see a way that you are able to set up post that actually will give away a product in your company. And you don't just have to use the one that I'm suggesting here. You're available to also use the one for your particular niche or product or service, that you want to give away using animated, that's moving post inside of Facebook. So that's where I teach and educate and train you on that. And I suggest that you go and get it, because it's an excellent training. I rewatched it for myself the other day and I was like, she did that. So the first question that I always ask when I'm doing this presentation or when I'm giving this information is I always ask how effective you feel you would be if you were actually in charge of your brand right now. And so if you guys want to be engaging and interact with me, if you were, and act like you haven't seen this training before, Cheryl. Act like you haven't seen this training before, Elva. Act like you've never seen this training before, Dr. Regina. And you probably haven't seen this training, Mr. Torrance. So understand, I'm asking you a question based on what you have not been learning from me over the time. And all of you that are watching, that are catching the replay, or that are watching live and haven't chimed in, act like I'm talking to you and you haven't seen this particular branding before, okay? And answer this question into the comments. How effective, on a scale of 0 to 10, 1 to 10, how effective you feel you would be right now if you were in charge of your own brand, okay? Because I'm going to ask you, once I finish the presentation, to write another number down so I can see and you can see the difference in your ability to learn from me, okay? So please sit back, enjoy the presentation, and really see if you can grasp some of the information that I am explaining, because it is crucially important to what you're going to do inside of your brand, okay? So the first question that I'm able to answer for you, which you probably just asked yourself, Mr. Torrance says 0. All right, what is a brand? A brand consists of several crucial items, yes, that you will learn over this overview. However, the bottom line is a brand is you. Truly, a brand is you. And I have to get you guys to understand that. You may be in a company, you may own a company, you may have a product, you may sell a product, you may have a service, you may literally just have intellectual property. Understand, all of that is your brand, okay? All of that is your brand, because where did it come from? You, right? I'm talking about your entity, the product or the service, but believe it or not, I'm also talking about your presence and your absence, right? Because if you're not available to present the product or service, to present the information, to present what it is that you are trying to sell, right? If you're not there, you're absent. And if your particular videos, content, value, product, service, company is not out there, you're absent, right? The core components that we're going to discuss over the parts of this are the print media, the web presence, and the social media. But most important, we're going to discuss you. A brand is you. It is essentially your promise to deliver, right? When you say you're going to be somewhere, be there as close or ahead of time as possible. I think in the military, they say if you are not 5 minutes early, you are late. And I'm sure Mr. Torrance will help me understand if I said that any area of incorrectness. But yeah, if you're not early, you're late. If you're on time, you're late. All right. So if you say you're going to be somewhere, be there. If you say you're going to present with everything that you have, leave it all on the stage, right? If you're going to educate people, share with people, help people level up, then you do what you say you're going to do and you fulfill that promise. Now, the next W, why? Why do you need a brand? You need a brand because, again, you can't be everywhere at all times. So your brand needs to be present when you're absent. Who hates it when secondhand information gets out there and it's incorrect? Drives you batty. However, you know that if you were there and you were presenting, you would have done it X kind of way, blah, blah, blah type of way, right? You'd have put it out there, you'd have got the dang on thing done, and it had been done to your greatest capacity. However, I say a lot of times when I'm doing presentations is if you're not going to be there, make sure your product or service is there. Make sure your flyer is there. Make sure your business card is there. Make sure what your banner is there. Make sure that whatever is required, that it's there in the place of you being there, right? Ensure that whatever it is that can represent you is there. Most times when I'm actually doing trade shows or workshops, I have other branding clients' information there. So a lot of you will be traveling with me when the economy opens back up to do what? You will be at a trade show and you won't even be there. Can you imagine getting a client that calls you and say, hey, I need a life coaching session. I went to, this financial empowerment seminar and she did such an amazing job telling me about hiring my kids in business. But I realized there in that situation, there were a few other things that I needed to take care of. And so because, I got my gift bag, and inside of my gift bag was a MyNewWalkInLife coupon to a free 15-minute session with you, I need to schedule my session because I have to get my life in order before I can even look at what I need to do to hire my kids in business. Can you imagine being present at a place that you weren't even present at? But guess what? You weren't absent, right? Because your brand was there in place of you. That's the kind of, thing that we want to do. That's the direction that we want to go in. Okay. So I hope that makes sense to you and that you are available to understand if you are not present, you are absent. And that's one of the reasons why you should brand. When should you invest in your brand? Trust and believe as soon as you start to believe in you. As soon as you start to believe in that thing. Welcome, Zebulon, North Carolina, to the house. What's going on? Tiwana, Yelverton, Satterwhite. This is my life coach, also my business partner, also my best friend, also my cousin, right? But I'm telling you guys, you have to get yourself around the right network of people. You have to, surround yourself with greatness so that you can all go up. So imagine that as soon as you start believing in your gift or your talent. Let me give you a little bit of her story really quickly while I'm there. Back in the eve of 2018, yeah, I think it was November of 2018. I might have my years mixed up, but back in the eve of that time, she and I were sitting on a call, and of course we were doing our strategizing, closing out the year, and what we were looking to do on the next step of the journey for the upcoming year. And she made a determination in reviewing everything that she had done, all her intellectual property, all her physical, creations and product creations, that one of her gifts and talents was the ability to listen and learn and to redirect people, into their greatness, how to empower them, right? And she made a change, made a stance, and made a determination. Okay, November of 2017. Thank you, sis, because I'll get it wrong. I'll get it so wrong. And she decided, this is what I have seen myself doing. This is the evidence. These are the people that I've helped along the way with regards to life coaching. She really was able to solidify what it was that her gift or her talent was. And the next thing I know, she was producing certificates and things showing me that she was serious about it and that she was moving in that direction and that this is what her gift and talent was. And before I knew it, like I said, she was certified. She was showing me different certificates of things that she was doing. She was coming up with receipts and showing, the clients that she was able to assist and to help. Now that's belief in yourself. Instantly, we were able to turn around a logo, a website, a workbook, a coursework, her first published book. Like I'm telling you, once you begin to believe in you, Woo! Nothing can stop you, guys. Nothing can stop you. So can you imagine looking at this image that I have here on the screen? When I was a part of this amazing company, started in 2016, and I believe it was in 2017 that the company was going to have a Wall Street type event. And I was listening to a call from this gentleman that you see positioned here with my daughter. He said on the call, if someone were to come up with a design for this t-shirt, for this event, for this movement, he would support it. Do you know I couldn't get off that call quick enough? I went and designed the logo that you see on the front of the t-shirts. Now, can you imagine pulling up downtown New York, if that's called a thing? I pulled up next to the bull, the Wall Street Bull, and there were hundreds of people walking around in these white t-shirts with my design on the front. As soon as you start to believe in you, I could barely get out of the car. I was so excited. I was so moved. I was so touched, because remember, when we did this, I didn't see what the physical shirt felt like until I pulled up to the Wall Street movement, downtown Brooklyn, New York City, New York. I don't know where we were. We were on the Wall Street. It even gets me now when I think about it. It was a very moving situation. As soon as you start to believe in you, that's when you should begin to invest in you and invest in your brand. And I'm talking about a professional brand. I'm not talking about a haphazard brand. I'm talking about a professional brand, and get it done. Let's move on. Okay. Do you have a business card or some form of printed media on hand? If you do, let me see you populate that into the group. If you already have a business card, whether it's in your brand or not, but right now, the question is, do you have a business card or some form of printed media on hand? So if I were to run into you on the street right now, minus the Rona, and I needed to have something in my hand, I needed for us to connect because I passed something to you or you passed something to me in the form of printed media. Would I know how to get in contact with you? Would there be some form of printed items that literally you would be able to hand me so that I would be able to get in contact with you? So Torrance is saying yes. Awesome deal. Awesome deal. I'm going to say yes for Tiwana as well, because I designed it for her. I'm going to say, okay, great. Cheryl, yes, yes. Great. Awesome. Elva, yes, yes. Good, 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 good. Okay. So the reason I'm asking this is because, yes, we are digital. However, how many of us have had a failed cell phone? Thank you, ma'am. How many of us have had a failed cell phone? How many of us have had a failed battery on a laptop? How many of us have had a pen that stopped working? How many of you have run into situations where the digital has let you down sometimes, and even the printed, has let you down? You can't find a pencil, you can't find a pen, right? My lifestyle trainees know we don't leave the house without some form of printed media. Why? Because I'm telling you guys, we're in a digital era. However, sometimes a good old book is what you need. Sometimes just something physical to lay your hands on is what you need. Yeah, we're in this digital era. Right now, everything that we do is hopping online, holding Zoom meetings, having StreamYard calls and things like that. But still, something about being physically touched needs to happen. Yes or yes. Right? So it's the same thing that people want or desire with regards to being in contact with someone else. When you're passing your business card to another individual, there's a point of connection. You want to be able to have that, as well as if the business card is fly, you're going to hold on to it. I'll give you a tip that I give a lot of people about their business cards is if you want a person to keep your business card, turn it over and write on it. Turn it over and write on it. Because if you write your personal number because your business number is on the front, if you turn it over and write on it, I guarantee you that person is more likely to hold on to their card than not. Somebody should have wrote that down. All right. So where is your brand found? Everywhere. Everywhere. What is my hashtag? I'm going to see who knows and who can drop that into the comments really quickly. What is my hashtag with regards to where your brand should be found? And it was on the screen when we first got started, but what should you always, there's another hint, be doing? Your brand should be everywhere. It should be on sticky notes. It should be on card magnets. That's mileage that you can write off. It should be on t-shirt apparel, jacket apparel, business cards, banners, flyers. It should be everywhere. It should be online. It should be offline. It should be inline and in alignment. Okay? Your brand should be everywhere. Y'all typing too slow. It's always be marketing. The hashtag is always be marketing. And always be marketing you, right? You should always be marketing, always be everywhere, and you should always capitalize on the opportunity to put you out there, expose yourself, excel your brand, put it out there, right? Check that out. I'm going to put this receipt up here on the screen so you guys can see this. Have a look at that, right? Tiwana said, I remember my Vistaprint cards that I thought was the bomb until you made me some, and I could not believe the difference. Yes, there is a huge difference. I don't knock Vistaprint, but I'm telling you, Vistaprint ain't got nothing on Martina, Britt, Yelverton. Elva will tell you, I don't knock Fiverr because I teach Fiverr. I teach Vistaprint. But hey, Fiverr ain't got nothing on Martina, Britt, Yelverton, right? The products, there you go, always be marketing. So that means my lag is bad. Woo, my lag is bad. Thank you, Tiwana. So look, check it out. I'm not saying don't use these services. I'm saying when you use these services, it's best to use the services and then level up, right? I'm not saying that you should not start, because you definitely must get started, but you also should level up. Move on into the next branch of whatever the stage is that you're trying to do, right? Awesome. Thank you, Cheryl. Check out that receipt. Check out that receipt. Amen to that. Okay. I got all my bells and whistles are going off over here. Y'all hear it? Okay. Amen to that. My cards are fire. So guys, check it out. I'm just saying to you guys that don't not do it because I said Martina, Britt, Yelverton brand is better than Vistaprint. It is, but you got to get started. You have to get started. In the meantime, if Vistaprint is shipping something out to you quicker than the Martina Britt brand is, get Vistaprint, because I can't do anything about the vendor delay, you know? Now, who should brand? Who should brand? Everyone. But most importantly, you. Not your company brand, not your product brand, not your service brand, but you. Why? Because you are the brand. Most times when you're introduced, you're not introduced as, let's see, ambassador of Knightdale Chamber of Commerce. Here she comes to the stage. No, I'm introduced by my name, Martina Britt Yelverton, and ambassador with. I'm introduced as Martina Britt Yelverton and executive director with. I'm not introduced by my company. I'm introduced by my name. And most times, what will people instantly do? They will write down your name because why? They want to get in contact with you for whatever product or service, but they're going to also go and Google you. So what I'm showing you here on the screen is a youth movement that Stephanie J. Sanders, Miss Anita Patton Perry, Mr. Rock Dillon, and I did in the year of 2019. Yes, August of 2019, right? When we were actually promoting youth lifestyle training and the youth lifestyle movement and the movement of hiring your kids in business. We were branded with our t-shirts. We were in Alabama, Tennessee, and North Carolina, all at the same time. All of us had 3 separate meetings. We were all on Zoom. Rock did the presentation. We did the opening and the education and the training. We were signing people up. Right? But each one of us had our introduction. Each one of us have our own separate individual brands. And it was a great collaboration. Trust and believe you should be branding. You should be marketing you. Yes, you may have a product or a service, but it's still about who did it. So I'll give you the how today. And the how is where to use it or what to put it on or where what you should have on it. Or people don't realize you're in business to get paid. So with you being in business to get paid, there's some very important key components that you should have on everything. And that is obviously your name. Please invest in a professional logo. Please understand that there is something that is going to be catchy about the different things that you say. Take the opportunity to create that continuous, consistent hashtag or phrase or tagline or slogan, or just saying that you say, and make sure that it's on all of your print media. Make sure that your contact name is on there. So you could have an entity name, which is, let's see, Youth Lifestyle Training or Martina Britt Yelverton. But I could have people, when they reach out to me, contact my assistant. So maybe I would need to have contact and that email address. So those two could differ, just giving you the understanding that that's not a typo. Yes, you could have an entity name or your name, but you could also have a sequence that allows a person to contact someone else before they contact you. Make sure that you have your phone number on there, yes, but more importantly, your mobile number. People don't go nowhere without their mobile phones. I've seen people running late, turn around and go back home and get their phones. Okay, so always have your mobile number on there. And if you don't want to divulge that information, then set up a Google number. Set up a Google number that directs to your phone, because with the Google number, you can actually turn the calls off at a certain time so that your telephone doesn't ring, right? I've been doing a little bit better with that, but sometimes I just get them mixed up. And at this point, I just set my phone to turn off and only allow important calls to come in, so I don't have my phone ringing in the middle of the day. Obviously, always have your web address, email address, so that people can know where to find you and how to find you. And if you have other social media platforms, have that listed on any of your print media. But bottom line, have your payment alternatives on there, because sometimes people don't want to call you and ask you how much something is. They just want to buy it and keep it popping. People make that serious mistake by not putting their payment options on their print media, and they lose money. So let's make sure that you don't. So I said when I got to the end of this presentation, I was going to ask this very important question, and that is, was this helpful? Yes or yes? If this was helpful, definitely populate yes, it was helpful, or helpful yes, or thumbs up, loves, hearts, whatever, to signify that it was helpful. But more importantly, can you guys drop in what your number would be now if you were a little bit more in control of your print brand? Did that number go up from what you initially wrote down? Do you feel that you understand or have a little bit more clarity about your print brand? Some of the things that you should have on there, some of the things that you didn't have on there, some of the things that you have that you know you now want to have on there because you may have not thought about it before. You may not have realized that you were missing one small thing. And if it only goes up by 1 point, that's improvement. That'll work. That's still worth it. Now, Elva has probably seen these presentations before, but I'm glad to know that it was still helpful. Prayerfully, it was helpful for you, Mr. Torrance. Just seeing this is part 1, and this is just an overview. If you have the opportunity, which I know you do, and I have yet to send you your follow-up questionnaire. Let's see if I can get the correct screen up here on my end. And I'm going to show you, Mr. Torrance, and any of you that are interested in getting into this area. If you go into the Learn, Lead, and Level Up group, right, and you'll actually click on the Units tab. When you go into the Units tab, Mr. Torrance, if you'll go right here to part 2 of this, then you'll be able to see all of this good, right? But when we moved into customization and implementation, right here in this area, I went through a little bit more branding. Why branding, and what does the domain have to do with it? These are some of the coaching that I did for that goes into a little bit more in-depth information. A little bit longer than 5 minutes though, okay? So awesome deal. Tiwana said, yes, it was extremely informative. Great. Cheryl says, always helpful. Awesome. That's why I'm here. I'm going to understand. Yeah, I'm leveling up daily. All right. So let's see here. I'm going to pop out of this because I want to show you guys a couple of things here really quickly as we close out. Because when I restart part 2 of this, I'm going to move over into web information. I don't want to overwhelm you today. I want it to come through a brief overview of discussing, again, just print branding, getting your feet wet, getting you to understand a few things. But today I wanted to pull up a couple of brands so that you can see the evolution of them. I don't have a lot of before and after, but in showing you a little bit of print branding that we have going on here for Stephanie. This is her website that we've just brought up, and we're doing some upgrades and changes to it. We've gone through some branding evolution for Steph. All right. And I think when we first came out with Steph's brand, let me see if I can pull up a couple of different areas of it. We may have had a clean brand where when we first started, she didn't have her YouTube channel branded in this capacity. But we've gone over time and seeing, if you notice the consistency of the color palette, the color use, that she's consistently putting out videos now, that she's utilizing her brand even more than she was before. And that's because we have a different feel. Her Instagram page is now branded. Her color palette is in use strongly across multiple platforms. I hope you guys see the consistent theme that's going on here. All right. And her LinkedIn. She's a LinkedIn educator, right? She really strategizes with teachers and educators on how to get their brands exposed on LinkedIn. So again, here you see, and I'm not sure, I think this is on my end because I know her image is there. Let me refresh, see if her image pops up. Or she could be on here making some changes to it now, but I know her image usually populates. So this is probably something on my end because I have multiple tabs open. But you'll see that we have a consistent theme going here with her online brand. So I'm pretty sure you can imagine how strong her brand is in person with her printed media as well. So this is the direction that we want to get to. This is where we want to head to with understanding the development of your brand over time. All right. Another brand that I want to show you that has a very, very strong presence that we're working on is the WealthCreator brand. All right. So here we have the WealthCreator movement, the Houston Financial Wall Street movement. His is a black and gold theme when you're referring to his print brand here. But even in addition to that, when you move into his Wall Street movement items, we're talking about his apparel marketing, his T-shirts, his hats, his laptop covers, his coffee cups. All right. And all of his brand marketing there. Tiwana, have you made updates? I know you're actually working on your store right now. And so I'm not sure if you wanted me to debut any of your information on today because I know you're in flux. But we had some before and after things that we were doing for Tiwana's brand as well. And I want you guys to understand this is what we do all the way across the board. I ask you to bring what you have, and then we level it up. It's that plain. It's that simple. Okay. Glad to know this is making sense for you and that you're getting it, Mr. Torrance Williams, because I know that you are a strong military presence. I know that you have a long history with your marketing and financial education company. I know you've done a lot with them. You are solidified with them. But I think now, okay, I'm okay in the group. Okay. I know that you've done a lot over the course of many, many years with your company, but I think it's more important now that you begin to market your education. Okay, that you begin to market what it is that you know or teach or do, or how you can help people with what it is that they need to know and do and understand. Right? I think it's extremely important that that become the forefront of all the wealth and knowledge that you've built over so many years with your company, so that you become the liaison that's in between the company and the end result. Right? And that's what they need to get, the financial information, the strategies, right? That's the importance of building a brand, because people aren't coming to do business with the company. They're coming to do business with you. All right. And so let me check one more area here before I actually roll the tape. So I'm rolling back up through a few of the comments just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. If you have questions, you can begin to populate those questions. That truly is the information that I wanted to share with you guys today, just getting your feet wet, understanding some of the basics of the branding platform, the foundation, the initial portion of what it is that you have to start with. You have to start somewhere. A brand doesn't just fall out of the sky. Literally, you have to start with baby steps along the way. And it literally starts with who are you, what it is that you're trying to do or offer or give to the people, what intellectual property do you have, what is your passion, why it is that you're doing it, how will it benefit you, how will it benefit the people, where you're going to put it at, when you're going to start putting it at, getting your schedule together, understanding what it is that you have to produce. There are so many foundational components of a brand that I really have to, nail it in and drill it into people. And I wanted to kind of get you guys' feet a little bit wet today. All right. Okay. Oh, okay in the group. I'm still not sure what that means, Tiwana. I was just asking whether or not you wanted me to show your website today, because I know you're actually regrouping it right now and doing some changes. And I kind of wanted to show another brand. Also, there's another brand on the rise that's been doing extremely well. And actually, kudos to you, Elva, for being on and in place today, because Mr. Torrance Williams shared with me that he has some people that he is interested in sharing your line of work with as far as your Love Me Godly collection as well. So there is another collaboration that will be on the rise as well. Let me see if I can pull that up. Let's see really quickly so you guys can see what it is that I'm talking about. And this is the Love Me Godly collection that is from one of my business partners and her sister loves. And they do chakra design. Okay, it's okay. Thank you. I'll show it in just a moment then, Tiwana. And they do chakra design. So go ahead and populate that in here for us to see where we can click this link and get to that, Elva. Because once again, a lot of us don't understand collaborations because we're busy worried about the coins. Sis ain't worried about the coins. Sis is worried about getting the information out here and getting the education out here and making sure that we're all making money. All right. So if you go to LoveMeGodly.com, did I say that right? LoveMeGodlyCollection.com. You'll be able to see this brand and what chakra is. They have some amazing products and services and education that are going to be coming to help people understand the entire chakra genre. I'm learning as well. And I need you to understand that you can put it all together so it'll be clickable. Because it's in the comment, it won't kick it out. All right. Thank you, Tiwana. I'm going to show you in just a moment. Here's one of Mr. Torrance's. And thank you. That's a nod to both of us, because had she not brought me the thoughts or the processes of the design, then I would not have been able to turn out such a beautiful design. And I appreciate that and love the compliment on that. So I'm not going to put it up because I don't want people clicking the wrong one. If you could type it all together for me, and because it's inside the comments, it should work out fine. And I know the reason that you broke it up is because of what I'm teaching and educating you on as far as putting links inside of posts. Comments are fine. Posts are where you want to limit your links. All right, so guys, the last one that I want to show you is actually the MyNewWalkInLife brand. Let's see if I can get this up. So when Sis first came to me, Sis was all out of pocket. And I say all out of pocket is because she is a passionist just like me. There are things that she wants to share. There are things that she wants to give. There are things that she wants to help people with. And she is an extremely passionate life coach. She is an extremely passionate mother, which I absolutely love about her. She is a semi-godmother to my little people because she's also named in the will and available to, you got one extra / in there. You type it so fast. Let me see if it'll let me copy it. I don't think it's gonna let me copy it. Let me cheat for a minute here. There we go. Oh yes, and she's extremely stubborn. See, I don't even have to tell on her. She's telling on herself. She's extremely, extremely, extremely stubborn. Okay. And because, no problem, I have it for you. And because she's extremely stubborn, sometimes we bump heads like crazy. And so, like, one of the areas that I can show you we bumped heads in is this right here. This is about drive me batty. All this right here. But I understand that she has a method. She has a mindset. She has a way that she wants things to look. She has the way that she wants things to appear and be. I might want to go in here and make a small edit here. This is so gorgeous. I might want to go in here and make a small edit for you, Tiwana, because I'm seeing that your gallery that you have right here is lifted. So we'll need to go in here and make sure that we drop that down so that it falls snug right here on top of this line. But this is her web presence, and I'm so excited to see that she is displaying her book that you did hear me say that she has, that she's putting herself out here as a published author. And I guess it's time for me to take that stubborn comment down, huh? But I'm glad to see that she's out here marketing her brand, and that she's actually utilizing her gifts and talents and putting them all on display. So we're going to see if we can get this cushioned up. But one of the areas that I wanted to discuss was going here and reducing exposure as far as having so many different things in this one area. And so it looks like she's created a corral here, which I love. And then, of course, when you click the corral, it's going to take us out to her new store setup. Isn't that beautiful, guys? You cannot mistake what you're on here to actually purchase and buy. Right. And this is beautiful, the way her store site is coming together. I'm sitting here trying to keep calm because I'm so excited right now, just watching the way that this is taking shape. And if you get an opportunity to go to my page, you'll see some of the befores, but this is extremely clean now. A person cannot mistake what the shirt's going to look like when they get it. This is the summer collection. I know she's starting on display, but guys, understand, this was not our initial look. Our initial look was very crowded, and a lot of her products you couldn't visually see on people. So while you saw a lot of really great designs and a whole lot of content, because you couldn't see yourself in the clothing, I feel like her sales were low. However, now when you come to the site, you can see who it's catered to. You can see what the brand is about. Is very alive. It's very vibrant right now. And so these are the things that we have to do to kind of, shift the perception of the person who's going to purchase something, because they want to see themselves actually on the line, just minding their own Black-owned business and actually making sales and speaking to the people. And I just hope you guys understand where I'm trying to go with that. All right. So here's some compliments for you to see what's going on. Cheryl's saying that the line is beautiful. You guys see, I'm not putting my cousin, my life coach, out there on blast. She did give me permission to do it. She said it's okay. Okay. But guys, I don't know any other way to say it. So here you go. It allowed me to cut and paste it. So there is the link if you guys need to see how to get over to the store to see those. And you are available to understand what it is that we're trying to do. So that's an amazing thing for me to see and feel and hear as an individual working with another individual, that they see the vision. You have to be coachable, teachable, trainable. You have to be open to the things that I'm trying to get you to see, because even sometimes I don't even see my own mistakes. It takes for Karesha and Tiwana and Elva and Stephanie and Cheryl and Regina. I could go on and on and on about those friends of mine, those sisters of mine who come and check me and say, hey, that ain't looking right. Move that, shift that color's not right. Because why? They're looking at it from a consumer aspect, whereas I'm looking at it from a designer's aspect. Okay. So understand, guys, it takes a network. It takes a village of people to be able to understand where it is, what it looks like. And you have to be open to even being a graphic person like I am, but you have to be open to being coachable, teachable, trainable, even as a leader. Okay. So I thank you guys for your time today. I'm hoping that something that I delivered on today will give you some level of, level up education, understanding, excitement about what it is that I'm teaching and training you on today. I am going to roll these credits and I'm going to get ready for Mr. Townsend's StreamYard Live that will be live in 8 minutes. Thank you for your time today. To your success, guys.